Absolutely not. I'm doing this because it's something that's happening here, and I'm somebody who takes action. And I've just been noticing this trend. I've had a lot of conversations with law enforcement, and I view it as something that's responsible for me to do. And I'm committed to doing everything I can to get after this issue that I hope goes away. I hope that we see no more of this, and that's my message today. No more, no more. You will be held accountable. But I thought, given what I heard, I always take back of, what can I do? What can we do? What can I do as governor to help here? And that's what today is about.
I think we've seen it doesn't take a lot for the Trump administration to deploy the military into these cities, crime rates aside. How concerned are you that some of these videos of what happened at these street takeovers don't rise, and suddenly that's the excuse?
Well, I would, it just shouldn't. I mean, I obviously I can't control what the president or the Department of Justice decide to do. I will say that Massachusetts continues to be a place, it's among the safest states in the country. It's also a place where we work really hard every single day at the local, state level, even with federal partners, to eradicate and address issues of public safety and crime. And we're going to continue to do that and do it in a responsible way.
What preparations are you making? What preparations are you making, though, in case the Guard is deployed? It sounded like a statement from yesterday that you're considering it. You're talking to the Guard. So
no, I talked to the Guard. Right? Look, let me be clear.
If the Guard is.
Look, I'm doing my job as governor. The Guard doesn't need to come here. There's no reason for the Guard to come here.
So
There's no no. The Guard. Let me tell you. You know who your Guard is, right? Your Guard. I love our Guard, and I'm proud. Massachusetts is home. We're the birthplace of the National Guard. And let me tell you who the Guard is. The Guard in people are people in Massachusetts, men and women with day jobs. They're teachers, they're firefighters, they're police officers, they're healthcare workers, and then they're citizen soldiers, and they're training on weekends, and they're also deployed with some frequency to missions, often missions abroad. And we have members of the Guard who are currently deployed overseas. It's incredibly important. I'm proud of Massachusetts with our military heritage and history to have such a strong Guard. The Guard needs to be used, though, in a way that is consistent with its mission, which is to protect and serve the United States and defend our freedom abroad. What's so upsetting to see the activation of Guard against their fellow citizens on streets. It undermines the mission of the Guard. It's not what the mission of the Guard is. The mission of the Guard is to be there to provide support, military support for missions abroad. And then, importantly, as you know, in the event of natural disasters in our state, governors who are commanders-in-chief of their Guard will regularly call up their Guard to assist with work that needs doing in terms of response within their communities. So that's what the Guard is for. And as governor and commander-in-chief of our Guard, I'm going to do everything to honor what is the mission and the service and the purpose of the men and women within our Guard. And I'll just try to continue to be clear that in terms of public safety, I have great respect for the men and women in law enforcement, the police officers here in Massachusetts, in our communities, around the state, who do their job, and I have every confidence in them.
Governor,
Yeah.
last question. Governor, do you say that would be a waste of resources the way that the administration is using the Guard right now in places like Illinois?
Of course it's a waste of resources. Of course it's a waste of resources. And also, more than a waste, imagine you're taking all these people who have day jobs, you're taking them away from those jobs, you're taking them away from their families, you're taking them, literally having them move out of their communities, or in some instances, look in California, moving them to another state. That costs money. That's something that the taxpayers need to understand. Donald Trump engaging the National Guard, sending the National Guard to other states, that costs you. That's on you. You're going to pay for that as a taxpayer, and there's just no need for that.
Are you coordinating with
Thank you.
Are you coordinating with the AG?
Thank you.
Governor, are you coordinating with the AG for potential legal challenges in case the Guard is
I'll let
deployed?
the AG speak to that.
Yeah,
And
you
follow up
talked
on the ambulance, what happened with that ambulance? I don't know what happened, but you'll have to ask the folks in Fall River on that. I just learned about that part of it, and it was, I was just really concerned about that, right? That's an example of something that just should never happen, and why things like this, we've got to make sure that this kind of stuff.
Should there be stricter penalties for people?
Action after the killing?
mayhem.
Yeah.